Hey everybody out on YouTube. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chris Hartman. I'm a Regina-based photographer here in Canada, and today I'm going to go behind the scenes with Jenaya.Ray. This concept was all thought up by Jenaya. She reached out to me and asked if I'd be interested in doing this laundry-themed shoot out in nature. We went out to a place called Ferry Hill, just north of Regina, and we found an area that had some trees and some greenery that we could shoot in. This is our first shoot together. We had plans to shoot earlier in the year and things just never materialized, but finally we got together and a mood board was sent to me on whether or not I would want to do this shoot, and of course it was interesting and I didn't have to make a mood board, so that was even better. So this was all her idea, and I'm super thankful that she came up with this idea because it was just that much easier.
Grab the clothespins.
For the wardrobe, I didn't have to think of anything. Jenaya just brought all of her accessories and different clothing items that she wanted in this shoot. Now, the interesting thing about the type of model she is, she's big into the latex scene, and kind of interestingly, she kind of just explained that she fell into this niche of photography and niche of fashion. So that was the theme, which was quite interesting and a first time for me. Now, the gear that I am using is the Nikon Z6ii, and then I use a Westcott FJ400 for this shoot with the Westcott trigger. And what I really want to do is try to make sure that I can keep those blue skies nice and blue. So I have to balance the sun coming in from the left, and then I have to add some light back into my scene. Otherwise, my model will be in shadows because it is brighter behind her. The one really nice thing about the Westcott FJ400s is that there is high-speed sync in there, so we can shoot in quite bright situations, and it has enough power to illuminate the model, which is what we want. So yeah, that's kind of what we use.
And even if you wanted to.
So for direction and posing, the lucky thing when working with a model is a lot of times I don't have to do anything. Usually they kind of know how to pose, they know the look that they are going for, they know what angles they are predominantly more flattering in. So a lot of times it's just me trying to get better angles than what I'm currently sitting at, moving around the scene. Maybe I'm missing something, maybe that same look but from a different spot is what I need to do. The most I might do in terms of direction here is, you know, asking her to hold a look for a little bit longer while I change the orientation of my camera, or zooming in and making sure that the focus point is on her eye. But for the most part, it's very easy working with people who know how to be in front of a camera, as opposed to, say, a high school grad or someone who doesn't normally get their photo taken and is kind of awkward in their stance. So I was very fortunate that it was very little work in terms of posing. Having said that, in our discussions before the shoot or before we set up a new scene, we kind of talk through of like, okay, if you're doing laundry in nature, what are you doing? How would you act? What are some activities you can do to really sell the idea that we're doing laundry out in nature and we're putting things up on the clothesline. So all of our poses, or a lot of the posing, is done through action and through telling a story while moving through a scene.
Okay, that work. Okay. So I think what you're doing is probably
In this scene, you can see a little bit of my workflow where I'm going to be on one side. We're just going to kind of go through a series of actions where she is washing her latex laundry, and I'm going to try to get a couple of different angles. You'll see me move here to the other side, trying to get maybe some more interesting shots of the same actions, but just from a different angle. The only problem that I would have in this situation is like when grass is, you know, in the way, or I had some debris that I had to maybe pull out because they were ruining my shot. But other than that, I kind of just work around the scene and try to get different angles, different compositions of this shot. In this scene, you'll see that we had this idea that we're going to put this laundry out on the line. The wind wasn't really working with us quite well. So actually what I did was I grabbed the bottom of the sheet and I kind of shoved my camera lens in through there to try to get a cool image of her within inside the sheet as she's moving it, airing it out as one would if they were putting a big sheet on a line. And I think I got a decent shot or two from this position. And this is a little bit of a first timer for me, but I had no problem doing it. We actually worked together on getting some behind the scenes for some reels and some TikToks and stuff like that. So instead of taking a photo, I used her phone and I tried capturing the exact same thing that we did with the camera in the phone for some video, so that she could post it to her page and have some material to make some reels and whatnot. So I have no problem doing this because as everybody knows, it sucks getting your own footage while you're trying to do a million other things. So this was a nice way to cap off the end of the shoot. And that is it for this shoot. We got a lot of good images. This is actually the first part of a two-part series. We did a shoot a little bit later in the evening with a completely different scene, and I will show you that in the future. If you like this content, please consider subscribing, like this. You can find me over on Instagram at chris.hartman.photography. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.